Good morning. Welcome to the program agenda. To today's agenda, I'm Cito Beltran, and we will bring to you all the news that will help you make all the right decisions. Today is May 14, Thursday, and we will be covering quite a lot of areas as usual, and we do hope to speak with representatives of the Employers Confederation, the governor of Laguna, and much more. But in the meantime, let's go to the headlines of the Philippine Star. Here are the headlines from the front page of the Philippine Star. The House of Representatives has approved on second reading a bill that grants a provisional franchise to ABS-CBN until the end of October this year. Based on that, ABS-CBN is expected or could begin programming or airing by June. The lower house plenary convened as the Committee of the Whole, doing away with the regular Legislative Franchise Committee to expedite the process as allowed under House rules. House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano says that this provisional authority will allow ABS-CBN to go back on air while also giving time for Congress to properly assess their franchise renewal. The bill is now set for third reading before it goes to the Senate. Both houses are confident that the bill will be ratified before they adjourn their session in June. Meanwhile, sad news from the United States. 137 Pinoys, including 18 medical frontliners in the United States, have died from COVID-19. According to a briefing given by Philippine Ambassador to the United States, Jose Manuel Romualdez, he added that 53 Filipinos in the U.S. and Caribbean countries have contracted the disease likewise. The Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases, or IATF, has reverted 37 provinces and 11 cities from low-risk areas to modified general community quarantine. Interior Secretary Eduardo Año made the clarification after presidential spokesman Harry Roque said these areas were no longer under quarantine. The 37 provinces and 11 cities are from the regions of Ilocos, Mimaropa, Bicol, Western and Eastern Visayas, Northern Mindanao, Sorsogon, and Barm. Año explains they are not keen on lifting any quarantine measure in any area right now, as it may trigger a second or third wave of COVID-19. Health Secretary Francisco Duque III says the errors on COVID-19 patients' data are only 1% of the whole set. Viewers might recall that yesterday we read a reaction from the UP group that's studying the data that there were errors in the data. As such, Duque explains these discrepancies are only a nominal percentage and does not prejudice the interpretation and decisions based on this data. The secretary also added that since the last week of April, they have been identifying these errors and are continuously correcting them. They also thanked the UP COVID-19 response team for bringing to light their concerns on the data. Okay, and we will try to dig up more on that because it's beginning to become disturbing. A lot of things have been happening. If you recall, we interviewed the mayor of Cebu City, and in the course of the interview, he said that they were going to appeal the reclassification of Cebu City and request that they stay under ECQ. And when I asked him whether or not they were consulted, he politely repeated his position. They will appeal their classification. And it gives light to the possibility, if not the reality, that the IATF is relying mostly on data and not actual contacts on the ground. It is disturbing that 37 provinces have to ask for reconsideration to be retained under ECQ when that could have been avoided if, in fact, the IATF had directly consulted with those provincial governors, city mayors, and the likes. Even more disturbing is an article that claims DOH Secretary Francisco Duque confessed or admitted that he may have signed the IATF Resolution 35 without fully appreciating the impact on the ground. Now, this is what is disturbing about the whole matter. I understand that the IATF officials are making their decisions, consultations via Zoom or via the internet in quarantine. But our decisions cannot be based on quarantine situations because it affects millions of people. Mahirap po yung sitwasyon. Nagagawa kayo ng desisyon, ginagawa niyo yung mga desisyon ninyo sa mga opisina ninyo, kwarto ninyo, hindi kayo nagtatanong sa mga kinaukulan o sa mga naapektuhan katulad ng mga gobernador at mga mayor o mayors ng mga syudad o mga munisipyo, tapos ganito mangyari, magbabawian tayo ng desisyon. I'm sorry, I promise to be supportive of the IATF. I have always been supportive, but these glaring mistakes are very disturbing. They're very disturbing because it shows that we are not communicating properly. Now, we will pick up on those things. Now, we will go for a quick gap, and after that, I will continue with the observations. But just to point out to you, the situation right now out there is quite stressful. Stressful, why? Because on the ground, many mayors are saying, we need to go even tougher than ECQ. Some of them are already doing selective lockdowns, hard lockdowns on certain communities because of the spread of the coronavirus. The government, and I must compliment the Office of the Communications Secretary and the spokesperson, because their recent presentation was clearer, was better done. There were charts, there were how do you call it? There were slides that carefully explained the the MECQ, the ECQ, the MGCQ, etc. But on the other hand, the question remains. This position or this approach that our government is doing, it's sort of, as they say, dahan-dahan, teka-teka, little by little, gradual, careful, and it's all good. But are we not giving people false hopes? Because many countries around the world are already saying the opening of the gates, so to speak, letting people out, so to speak, is giving them headaches, if not nightmares and mortalities. And ang nangyayari po ay sa pagsubok nilang palayain o palabasin ng mga mamamayan nila, ay nagkakamatayan na naman. The spread of COVID-19 has continued. So my point is, shouldn't we just tell people what the reality is? We don't know when you will be able to go out because we just don't know what we're dealing with. I think it's all about the messaging. We've already said this is World War III, and we need to think World War. Meaning, in a world war, The norm is you just kiss the norm goodbye. And I hate to disappoint everybody. I hate to be negative or pessimistic, but the worst thing that we could also be doing is just feeding the anticipation, feeding the false hopes, etc. And people will be expecting, oh, 2 more weeks, and then another 2 more weeks, and then 6 months later we're still here. Because there's a telling sign that just kind of occurred to some people recently. For us in media and for those in business, we got this Malacanang passes, the PCOO passes, and they expire at the end of June 30, if I'm not mistaken. And here's the thing: these passes were issued in March. How on earth did they know, or why on earth did they decide June 30? Did they know something that we don't? That's just a food for thought. I mean, that's the thought now that's slowly building up on social media, that maybe this is going to go further than May 30. It's probably going to June 30, if not longer. And for all of you watching, sorry, I don't want to be the prophet of doom. I don't want to be a messenger of bad news. But I think it's about time we realize that we don't know the enemy. We don't know how to fight this enemy except to medicate people when they get COVID. And we don't know when things are going to be actually manageable, because we lost control a long time ago. In any case, we'll go for a quick break, and when we come back, we'll discuss more, and we'll tackle these issues. First, a quick break. Agenda will be right back. Okay, if we're going to test George Barcelona.
Morning, Sito.
Good morning, George. Nice to see you again.
Morning.
Iba na title mo
Nice to meet you
ngayon?
again.
Iba na title mo ngayon?
Oo nga.
Okay. Sige, you sound good, look good. So I think we'll start with you for today. And then
Okay,
let's talk about the MECQ and yung sinasabi ko na parang false expectations eh.
Oo nga.
Okay, sir. We'll be back to you.
Sige,
Okay,
sige.
Gab. Okay, just in case you're wondering what set off Cito Beltran to be a negatron this morning, I'm not being a negatron, ladies and gentlemen, but if you read the world news section of the Philippine Star, just about everybody's mentioning new outbreak warning, Singapore herd immunity too big a price to pay, Brazil registers one-day record for COVID-19. Etc. It's a Chinese city in partial lockdown over COVID spread. So I'm just basically trying to tell people that manage your expectations. Don't assume that this nightmare or our quarantine is going to be over in 2 weeks. It will undoubtedly, or most assuredly, extend, and it is no longer for the government to manage our expectations. It's up to us as the citizens to start thinking correctly that COVID-19 quarantines is there to protect us, and we've got to basically assume that, okay, if I'm going to stay indoors for the next 2 weeks or 2 months, whatever, what am I going to do? What can I do? But in any case, let's go to our first guest. He is now the governor of the Employers Confederation of the Philippines. We have with us George Barcelon, a regular of Agenda. Good morning, George.
Good morning, Cito.
Maybe you can make me start feeling a little more positive because I'm really beginning to be. I don't know. When you read the news, when so many governors in the Philippines are saying, teka, wag muna natin buksan yung kwadra kasi we have a problem. We want to manage COVID-19. Now, in Metro Manila and some other parts, they start talking about MECQ. What is the reaction of businessmen, the members of the Employers Confederation of the Philippines?
Well, Cito, I agree naman from your outlook that we have to be realistic. Okay? From the point na itong pandemic, itong coronavirus will be with us for quite some time. Itong modified ECQ, sa tingin ko lang, sana, the government can work out the protocols on the public transportation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then the clarification on the mobility of the working class.
Mm-hmm.
Yung dalawang bagay na yan is very important. Alam natin, at least naman, yung for those who are commuting, yung bayad niya, yung pamasahe, is maintained at the old price. That's good. Okay. But other than that, as far as the mobility of the working force, of the working class, alam mo yung when we started with this lockdown, yung pisa, we agreed naman it has to be done immediately. Pero ang kulang dyan, yung preparation ng inadequate. Sa ngayon, we have time na modified. We have like 2 weeks to go, no? So, the government, at this point in time, should really take in the private sector in the planning stage. Yung una, biglaan. Now we have 2 weeks to plan. And I think it's very important that the detail, ang negosyante na sa they're on the ground Nakikita nila yung mga problema. You look at when they started with the some of the policy guidelines. Yung 60 years old, bawal lumabas. Ano ba yun? 60 years old, di ba? So, if they were to consult the private sector, alam nila na 60 years old, ang daming mga 60 years old.
Let me cut in there, George, kasi mabuti binanggit mo yan Kasi kahapon, pikon talo na talaga. Because, this is the third time they came out with a pronouncement that makes them, look like Indian givers. First time they said, bawal ang mga senior citizen. Tapos nakiusap tayo, nag-explain tayo, pwede, dapat pala pakawalan ng senior citizen. And then nag-pronounce na naman sila, bawal na naman ng senior citizens. And then, nga pala, captains of industries are all senior citizens. And then now with the third serving of policy, again, they're saying 60 years old can't go out, etc. So, valid point.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So, kaya, when the mga limitations, limitations ng sundalo. Normally, they have retirement age that's very early. But private sector you should give the leeway to the private sector na give them the discretion. Alam naman nila, if they are still productive, if they're healthy, then they will go out. And then the other issue on yung range na yan, yung 20 years old, marami naman ang mga trabahador natin na is below 20. Okay? So, all of this protocol, I think should be clear. Kasi palagay ko may checkpoint pa rin eh. Okay?
Yeah.
And earlier you mentioned about the passes, rapid pass, TF pass. Sometimes, maski na may pass ka, they still check a lot of things. So, protocol to get started, dapat, yung mga may ID ng kumpanya, okay, should be recognized. At saka, for people who are coming out, hindi naman basta-basta. They will wait for the company to call on them na pwede na kayong mag-report sa trabaho. These are things I think the government should be clear at the onset, no?
Yeah. George, you said something that is not new to me, but is probably going to be news to many. You're basically saying that the business associations or confederations or chambers were not part of the planning and drafting of solutions by the IATF. Hindi kayo kasali.
Merong mga briefing, merong mga Zoom session, but sa dami ng pinag-usapan, we hardly have a chance, to come across as some of the suggestions are being followed, like this modified ECQ. May mga sectors na pinayagan, like construction. I think that came about through the Zoom meetings that was wherein you get the business sectors to be involved. But on the side of there was the labor issues, Zooming also, when the government, meron silang mga like town hall meeting and getting the suggestions. Pero now that we're moving into the opening stage, ano bang sectors na pwedeng na ibukas? Like I would think like some areas that are critical, like transportation, are we going to do numbering para mabawasan yung density ng kotse sa karsada?
Yeah.
And all of these things, I think maybe the private sector can help also.
Okay. Is there a person or persons from the business sector who are actively part of the IATF in the same manner that Joey Concepcion seems to be or is? Kanya lang kasi may mga nagtataka nga, Joey Con is now more known for the antibody rapid testing program. May mga nagsabi, while Joey, the presidential assistant on entrepreneurship is focused on the rapid testing, who's speaking for business katulad nito? Because you brought up important points, yung tungkol sa mobility ng laborer. If you study the presentation of Malacanang, of Harry Roque, it was a good presentation, to be fair. It was very clear. But one thing that was obvious, kung wala kang kotse, wala kang motorsiklo, maglakad ka.
Maglakad ka. Tama. Yan ang dapat na paliwanag ng gobyerno. Because yung mga last mile, tricycle eh. Karamihan na mga commuters yung last mile niya, tricycle eh. And then, ang limit ngayon, yung tricycle, bawat isang pasahero lang. So, definitely, ang singil ng tricycle, tataas yun. Okay? So, we on our part, from the management side, we're already thinking that we have to give some more to the empleyado. Kasi pagpasok nila sa commuting, talagang tataas yung pamasahe nila. Of course, kung bus, yung MRT, okay lang. Pero marami naman naka-tricycle. But I just want to go to the point na earlier na binanggit ko na are we ready? Okay.
Yeah.
We have to be, I mean, the damage the coronavirus has done, socially, economically, financially, talagang mabigat. We'll have to work together, government, private sector, itong shared responsibility, no? Kaya binanggit mo si Joey Concepcion ng PA on the testing, no? Everybody naman is very receptive, and we're investing on the machine and on the test kit, no? Now,
Okay.
on the other side, alam natin that there will be more people infected. The government, both local government, they have set up this quarantine center. Okay, for the before we called PUI, PUM. Now it's different terminology, suspect or probable.
Yeah.
So these are the standby, preparation that we should have and prepare frontliner. They should be given PPEs. They should be given all the necessary support, because once we open up GCQ, once you have intermingling of people, hindi maiwasan yung infection. But what's important is you deal with it. You deal with it. Alam natin wala pang gamot, but there are non-therapeutical method. Okay? Ang deaths naman, of course, 1 is too many already. Percentage-wise, it's about 1 to 2%. Okay? But ang recovery, if you look at the average, ibang bansa, you're talking about 85%. Okay? So that is the angle that we should look at. Wag naman natin na we are because of fear, na paralyzed tayo eh. Mahirap yung sa takot lang paralyzed tayo. So look at it, how are we going to deal with it? Meron naman quarantine center. Kaya pahanda mo yung frontliners, mga nurse, mga doctor, have them protected. Have them be prepared, whatever that's necessary. Para mas ma-separate natin yung nahawa at saka yung mga iba healthy. We want the healthy sector of the community to be productive. Alam mo, Sito, it's not a question that business is making money.
Yeah.
Ang tatlong kondisyon sa negosyante is kung may market demand. Sa ngayon, wala. Mahina pa. Ang pangalawa is workers' mobility. Okay? Pag hindi makapasok yung tao, what are you talking about? Ang pangatlo is supply chain convenience. Okay?
Yeah.
Dito sa lockdown, may mga GCQ, may mga modified, may mga ECQ. Alam mo yung supply chain. Ano yan malawag yun Kalat yun sa ang daming barangay. So all these prerequisites must be there for the businessman to say, okay, ready ako. Okay? But the mass transportation, public transportation, at saka yung healthcare, trabaho ng gobyerno. Okay? Ako naman, like me, I don't want to be having my employees infected because hindi lang siya, yung pamilya niya. They can be asymptomatic. Pag uwi nila, may mga anak, may mga magulang, and that's scary. Yung lang nasa isip ko, I'm very careful. Even if they were to announce GCQ, I'm in no hurry to really start, Sito. I want the government to prove that they are able to manage this mass transportation. Okay?
Yeah.
And manage it without any hassle to the working class. Ang daming complaint na natanggap namin na, kawawa naman They go to 2 barangays. The 3rd barangay would not allow them to cross.
Yeah.
Yung pamasahe niya, yung oras niya, sayang, kawawa naman. So these are things that on the government side.
That's actually happening, George, because marami akong nadidinig sa mga kakilala natin. Sir, ayaw na ho naming lumabas. Sabi ko, bakit naman? Kailangan mag-deliver kayo. Sir, maka-4-5 para ka sa checkpoint, 2 oras na naubos sa'yo.
Tama.
Hindi na lang ho kami tatakbo kasi talo rin naman ang kita namin. So that's one point. Second, yung sinabi mo na, laborers or pati mga security guard nagsusumbong. Sir, doon po kami sa kabilang barangay. Hindi kami makatawid ng barangay. Paano kami magtatrabaho doon sa ikatlong barangay? So it's true. Now, what is the sentiment of businessmen. Have you guys actually done the study? Kasi maraming requirements. And I'm not criticizing the government. I think they're trying to do the best they can by saying, look, if you guys want to go back to operate your factories or your businesses, fine. First, you need to test your employees, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, they have to have masks. Number three, they have to have social distancing. Kung pwede, dapat meron silang quarter especially for construction. Now, I was just doing the simple math of this impact on the cost of doing business. And then you, as you correctly mentioned, wala kayong demand and the efficiency is so compromised. Do you have
Yes.
any idea how much more in terms of percentage ang nadagdag sa cost to do business or to manufacture?
Easily, baka sa production, ang efficiency nag-drop ng at least 30 to 40%. Yung sinasabi nila that you can have a workforce of 50%, may mga production hindi naman pwedeng 50% na, kasi makina eh. Makina ang operators eh.
Mhm.
So, ito mga 30%, 50%, there are certain sector na pwede. Mga service, yung mga work from home, yung mga pwede siya. Yung mga nasa production line, mahirap. I would think, I don't know exactly the number, no? But I would think that businessmen will really sharpen their pencil. Yung bagay na yan, another thing that I'd like to mention, dapat meron kaming subsidy sa testing. Alam mo, mahal din yung testing eh. At saka hindi lang isang beses. Okay? We test the employee and I would like, sana nga, na we be allowed or given subsidy for us to give to the employees for them to test their family members. Okay? And those are things that added cost eh. It's really an added cost to us, no? Especially now, they talk about opening up. Dapat yung mga sa food sector, I'm talking about food sector, yung mga maski na take-out, maski na sa mall, maski na ano, they really have to be tested through the PCR, yung gold standard. Hindi lang yung antibodies. Okay? Antibodies is when you have it, meron kang antibody, but it's the antigen test, the PCR.
Yung
Sa
swab.
mga food sector. Yung mga food sector dapat, because they're handling food eh. Okay? Nakakatakot minsan eh. Because alam mo na, the survival rate ng coronavirus eh, maski na nasa kahon, mga 8 hours yun. You know, they can survive in that under that condition. So, but nevertheless, Sito, as I said, alam natin na sigurado na kung maraming testing, tataas yung number natin. But it's how we deal with it. Okay? All the local government units must be prepared. Meron silang mga quarantine center, meron silang frontliners. Okay? Ang pinaka-importante, you build in the confidence. Okay? The government building that we are doing everything.
Yeah, I think all of that is on the ground already. The government has set up major facilities sa Clark, sa Philippine Arena, sa MOA, etc. So that's covered. World Trade Center. Now yung LGUs covered, etc. Yan. Now payag ba kayo? Last question ko na lang, George. Do you agree in the just the 50% return back to normal? Because my thinking is, shouldn't we just have pilots? Okay, isang factory per barangay, subukan muna natin. Or isang office per barangay, subukan muna natin. Parang dry run to find out, okay, how will people, yung the process, as you pointed out, ngayon pa lang, nakikita na natin, we realize that the laborers' mobility is seriously affected. Which is better? A 50% opening as a Malacanang announced, or should we just do pilot tests first?
Depende sa sector, no? Even under the ECQ, may mga sectors na pinayagan eh. The export sector, the food, agri, supply chain, the pharmaceutical, okay, yung mga chemical na sa detergent. So actually, meron na tayong experience, no, na how it is to operate under this condition. Okay? And
Okay.
I still get some feedback from those who are in this industry. They suggested, sana man na they can do this, do that. And I think the government should hear them out. And I hope they do. Na in view na we are really this
Okay.
hoping maayos
Yeah.
natin.
Okay, well, I think I'm beginning to lose the connection with you, George, but I
Yeah,
get the
okay.
point. I think the
Yeah.
most important point is that there should now be a call for consultation with the business sector because they're the
Yeah.
ones being asked to open the gates, and they will have
Yes.
to deal with the blessings as well as the nightmares. Okay, thank you
Right.
very much,
Okay.
George.
Thank you,
Uh,
Sito.
God bless you. Please stay safe, stay strong, and stay
Okay.
healthy.
Thank you.
Okay, that's George
Okay.
Barcelon, the
Maraming
governor.
salamat.
Okay, thank you, George. Governor of the Employers Confederation of the Philippines. Medyo, ayun po, lumalabas. We are now immediately confronted with a serious problem of mobility. Paano papasok yung ordinaryong tao sa opisina na wala namang kotse, wala namang motorsiklo, umaasa lang sa mga tricycle, jeep at bus at yung karagdagang gastos lalo na ng patest. Kasi mahal po yung testing kit at kailangan yan gawin, hindi yan umpisa lang at okay na. Gagawin yan weekly if not every 2 weeks or pag may simptomas. Okay, let's go now to our next guest. He is governor of a province where there's a lot of manufacturing, a lot of agriculture. We have Governor RAMIL Hernandez. Governor RAMIL, good morning sa'yo.
Good morning po, Sir Sito.
Okay, Gov, kamusta na ba ang sitwasyon dyan sa Laguna? Kasi ang pagkaalam ko ay parang ibababa na yata kayo o binaba na kayo sa GCQ. Nag-appeal ba kayo na mapunta kayo sa ECQ because you have 8 towns that are on hard lockdown?
Actually, under the new guidelines and under new resolution of IITF, kami po ay under modified ECQ from ECQ.
Okay.
So one step movement po kami.
Mhm.
And hindi po kami nag-apila kasi mas mabuti na po yung medyo dahan-dahan lang muna yung ating pong pagpapalit ng status po natin at para nakakapa natin yung mga dapat pang ayusin.
Mhm. Kamusta naman po yung how are you dealing with COVID-19 in the province? Do you see a slow but sure improvement or medyo yes no pa rin tayo kasi yung 8 bayan na naka-hard lockdown daw po?
Kami po ay nagko-comply sa requirement o sa lahat po ng pinag-uutos ng national. Nung sinabi po nila na kailangan po may quarantine facilities, lahat po ng LGUs. As of now, 100% na po ng LGUs sa buong lalawigan po ng Laguna. Meron na pong sariling quarantine facilities. Meron na nga po dyan 2, meron po dyan 3. In total po, we have 80 quarantine facilities all over Laguna. And nag-invest na rin po kami ng malaki-laki rin pong pera para po makapag-establish kami ng sarili naming testing center. Ano po? Ito po as of now ay ginagawa. Ang target po sana namin dito ay may 15 mag-operate na po ito. Kaya lang po noong pinakahuling inspection ng DOH, meron pa pong mga pinapa-adjust kaya madidelay pa po ito ng another 1 week. So nakapokus naman po tayo talaga sa paghahanda.
Governor, katulad ba yan nung testing center laboratory ng Marikina City?
Opo, katulad po ito ng RITM.
Ng
bukod po
RITM. Okay.
Opo. So bukod po dito sa testing center na mismong probinsya po ang gumastos at nag-establish po nito, nakikipag-tie up din po tayo sa UP Los Baños kasi yung UP Los Baños po ay mag-o-open din sila. Nag-set aside na po ako ng 10 million na pesos para po i-deposit sa kanila. May magsa-signing na po kami ng MOA para lahat po ng hindi kayang accommodate ng aming sariling testing center ay sa kanila po namin ipapasok. So charge lang po ng charge sa account po ng Laguna. And may mga iba pang LGU sa Laguna na ongoing din ang pag-i-establish ng testing centers. Kagaya po ng Santa Rosa, kagaya po ng Binyan. Ang Binyan po nakikipag-tie up sa Perpetual. So lahat po ng mga kailangan inihahanda po natin.
Okay, kayo po ba ay merong COVID-dedicated tertiary hospital, as they say? Kasi meron ka ng testing center, marami ka ng quarantine, ay yung COVID-dedicated hospital?
Meron po tayo sa province po, Laguna po, meron po tayong 9 na provincial hospitals. So yung isa po dyan, isa po sa pinakamalaking hospital natin, ay yun na po yung sinet aside natin para naka-centralize po doon yung cases po ng COVID. At doon din po mismo sa facility ng hospital, doon po nakatayo yung ating laboratory. At yung pong ating mga frontliners dyan, pinag-stayin po na rin para hindi na po nag-uuwian at medyo delikado rin po sa mga pamilya. So, yung ating po...
Alin pong hospital yun, Governor? Pasensya ka na, medyo dami, hindi ko makabisado lahat.
San Pablo District Hospital po.
Okay.
pati
Malaki nga
po
yun.
Pati po yung sa ating athletes village, yung pong sa Laguna Sports Complex, i-convert ko na rin po siya sa, as in, parang na po siya temporary hospital. I-convert na rin po natin para po mas maka-accommodate pa po tayo ng mas maraming tao.
Okay, under ECQ may mga ilang mga industriya or mga planta na papayagang magbukas. Kayo po ba, ewan ko kung napakinggan ninyo yung ating panayam kay George Barcelon, medyo nabibigyang ilaw nga, naliliwanagan nga yung issue na kailangang mag-consult, makipag-usap sa mga magpapalakad ng mga negosyo na yon kasi sila yung mismong papasan or they are the ones directly who will have to deal with the challenge of operating kahit 50% yung mga industries na yun. Kayo po ba naggumawa na kayo ng meeting sa mga negosyante o mga kumpanya na papayagan dyan sa Laguna?
Actually, national po ang gumawa po ng guidelines. Tayo po magpapatupad lang.
Oo.
Pagdating po ng formal guidelines, lahat po yan ay bibigyan po ng kopya, lahat po ng concerns. Kami po sa LGUs, bibigyan po kami ng kopya para po sa implementation na po niyan at sa monitoring. So hindi na po kami kasama pagdating po sa planning, consultation, hindi na po kami kasama diyan. Ang amin na lang pong papel po diyan ay mag-implement and mag-monitor.
Paano po, Governor, yung pagpasok ng mga hindi tiga Laguna ng mga trabahador, mga empleyado na ngayon naman ay dahil magbubukas yung ilang mga planta ay papasok sa lalawigan ng Laguna? I think it's a concern when we now start going inter-province or NCR to Laguna, particularly in Santa Rosa, Governor.
Opo, yun na nga po, isa rin po yan sa malaking katanungan para po sa akin, kasi ang ina-allowed po lang talaga dito po under ng modified ECQ ay yung mga private vehicles at yung mga shuttle ng mga companies. So magiging problema nga po yan at hindi naman po kaya ng LGU na kami po mag-transport ng mga empleyado. Dapat po talaga it's understood na company ang mag-shuttle po sa mga yan.
Paano po ba yung ginagawa ninyo ngayong pagbabantay sa mga borders ng Laguna? Kasi natatandaan ko noon nung nagputukan itong problemang to, hindi ba yung Rizal at yung Laguna magkapit-bahay at biglang nagsabi, teka, magkakaibigan tayo pero wala munang tawiran, pati sa Quezon.
Opo. Actually, ngayon po, kahit hindi lang po yan sa mga probinsya, kahit po sa mga bayan, nagkakaroon po dati ng mga problema kasi biglang magla-lockdown itong isang bayan sa gitna ng 2 bayan o 3 bayan. So yung movement, yung implementation noong ECQ ay nagkakaiba-iba. Kaya po kahapon nga, nagpa-meeting po ako sa mga mayors sa buong lalawigan po ng Laguna na sabi ko, eto, lalabas na naman, may bago tayong order na implement natin ang modified ECQ. Para malinaw sa lahat, wala na tayong kanya-kanyang version. Wala na tayong, yung modified na nga, hindi na natin ito pwedeng i-modified pa uli. So kung anong lumabas sa guidelines, uniform tayo, yun ang i-implement natin sa lahat ng panig ng Laguna. So hindi po pwedeng magdesisyon ng iba, ang bawat ibang bayan, hindi po pwede na mag-declare kayo ng lockdown kasi under lockdown, medyo maiiba na yan sa modified ECQ pagdating sa implementation. Eh hindi po pwede. Sinabi ko po sa kanila na uniform tayo. Kung ano yung nasa modified ECQ guidelines, yun po ang ating i-implement. Uniform tayong lahat.
Okay, paano po kung may mga pumutok na naman na mga bagong kaso? Kasi parang yun yung batayan ng 8 bayan diyan sa Laguna na sinabi nila may problema kami din sara muna kami.
Sa pagkakaintindi ko po pag ganyan pong mga pagpapalit ng status po o ng classification, kailangan po humingi kami ng concurrence ng IITF.
Okay. So, hindi basta-basta porque may problema yung barangay captain o yung mayor makakadesisyon at maski na ikaw bilang governor, ama ng lalawigan, hindi mo rin pwedeng, hindi ka pwedeng mangahas na didesisyonan mo. Kailangan magpaalam ka pa rin sa IATF.
Tama po. Ganun na nga po ang sistema sa ngayon po.
Okay. Sa totoong buhay lang, Governor, madali ba yung sitwasyon na yun o yung sistemang yun? Kasi kayo nasa lupa kayo, yung paa ninyo, yung talampakan nyo, nasa katotohanan. Yung mga IATF ay nasa mga opisina at marami nagsasabing by the time decisions are made, 2 to 3 days have passed and damage is done.
Actually, ang intention po, naunawaan ko naman ang intention ng IATF dahil nung mga nakaraan pong araw ay napakaraming confusion dahil may kani-kaniyang mga version, may kani-kaniyang style of implementation, ang iba't ibang LGUs. Kaya nakakaroon po ng problema. Kaya gusto po nila ay on the top of the situation ang national. So talagang lahat po ng decision dapat may concurrence po nila. So may advantage po, may disadvantage, pero at the end of the day, of course, magpiprevail po kung ano po yung order ng national government. Ay
syempre naman po, no? Kasi kailangan merong namumuno at yung iba sa atin ay tigasunod na lang. Bagamat, bali pang tapos sa Governor, baka meron kayong panawagan or meron kayong mensahe sa mga nasasakupan nyo sa Laguna, go ahead po, Governor.
Maraming salamat po. Para po sa aking mga kalalawigan sa Laguna, patuloy po tayong makiisa at sumunod sa lahat po ng patakaran. Alam ko po na naiinip na po kayo, pare-pareho po tayo, wala pong may gusto ng ganito pong sitwasyon. Kung ano man po yung ating ipinatutupad, pinag-uutos, hindi po ito ginagawa para pahirapan po ang bawat isa. Ito po ay para sa kapakanan po natin. Kaya tayo po ay wala po tayong magandang gawin, kundi makipagkaisa at makipagtulungan.
Okay, maraming salamat, Governor Ramil Hernandez ng lalawigan ng Laguna. Please stay safe, strong, healthy, and God bless you, Gov.
God bless you po. Salamat po.
Okay, that's Governor Ramil Hernandez. We'll go for a quick break and hopefully when we come back, I hope it's not fake news and I definitely hope it's good news. And I'm not talking about COVID-19. I'm talking about rumors or Facebook posts that the U.S. Navy and an Australian firm are seriously considering setting up shop at Subic Bay or SBMA for a shipbuilding facility that had been abandoned or given up by a Korean firm. We will go to that after the gap. Okay, you're back here on Agenda. I'm Cito Beltran, and you are watching us via Signal TV channels 8 and 250, as well as the Facebook page and platform of One News PH, and also on YouTube. Now, let's go to our next guest. We have with us the administrator of the Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority, a seasoned lawyer with 23 years of experience in both government service and the private sector, SBMA chairperson and administrator, Ami EISMA. Chairman, administrator, magandang umaga po sa iyo.
Hi, Sir Tito. Magandang umaga po. It's good to hear you today after a long while.
Okay. It's been a long time, but gusto ko lang sanang malaman. We'd like to find out if those news that's coming out of social media is accurate, if it's real, that there is a expressed interest from the United States Navy and an Australian firm to take over the shipbuilding facility or business of a Korean firm na umalis dyan sa SBMA. Totoo po ba yan?
Ang kaya ko pong i-confirm sa inyo, Sir Tito, is that there is ongoing negotiations right now with American firm to take over the lease of it is in a very advanced stage, and it is a shipbuilding facility. Kung sino po ang kliyente or kung ano pong klaseng kliyente yung sa shipbuilding facility, hindi ko po yun alam. Kasi po marami siyang kliyente all over the world. Yun po ang kaya ko i-confirm sa inyo ngayon because I am not really sure of the clientele, of the nationality of the clientele of the said shipbuilding facility. What I can confirm is that it's an American company is currently looking at the Hanjin facility. And the negotiations have been ongoing for over a year already, almost 2 years na nga po. And I am actually happy to see a newspaper or at least an article about it because I am hoping it does not, the COVID-19 scenario all over the world have not halted those negotiations.
Okay. How is business in SBMA at the moment, Chairman?
We are strictly implementing the enhanced community quarantine. And Subic is dead. I will have to be very blunt and honest about it. And I will not sugarcoat it. There's nothing happening. Kung mabubukas po kami under the general community quarantine, gusto ko na pong liwanagin na the general community quarantine still is a quarantine. Ang ibig lang po sabihin nito, mas maraming magbubukas na kumpanya para sa trabaho. Ngunit ang ating everyday life is still going to be halted. Meron pong mga kumpanyang bukas under the quarantine na allowed ng IATF na manufacturing at 30%. Pero ang tourism industry po ay patay. Sarado po ang mga theme parks. Ang mga hotel po, ang ikinabubuhay ngayon ay yung repatriation lamang ng OFW. So, if you're asking me about what's the situation now, it's not a good situation, just like everywhere else.
Yes.
And we're hoping that as soon as we go to a low-risk status with no quarantine, I'm hoping we can start to drumbeat again Subic as a destination. But in the absence of a vaccine or a cure, I myself would like to encourage everybody to stay home because at the end of the day, what's important is for us to survive this. So we can start a new normal.
Okay, Chairman EISMA, Ang sa akin pakiwari, no, my impression or my hunch is the first and the best place where business can normalize would be in SBMA because the facilities are all there and it would be so simple in the sense na lahat ng papasok rapid testing, swab ninyo, and then everybody stays, lives and works there. Posible ba yan? Willing ba yung mga locators nyo dyan na sige, wala nang labasan, we become our own, parang a separate territory para lang makontain yung COVID-19 and so that companies can start manufacturing? Because that seems to be the only ideal situation.
Opo. Sir, sa ngayon, companies that are open actually feeds and houses the employees inside. So tama po kayo dyan. In fact, at 60 days po tayo sa quarantine, I think today, I have 0 cases. Despite the fact that some factories are open and there are some movements. And I am also very happy to tell you that Subic will be hosting one of the Philippine Red Cross molecular laboratory. So I will have my own testing unit here inside the Subic Report Zone. So tama po kayo na pwede natin, in fact, i-require po talaga na kailangan magka-testing bago po pumasok. Kapag bukas na po yung molecular laboratory. Ang nagiging problema na po dyan yung cost kasi as it is, umaaray na po yung mga manufacturing facilities dun sa cost ng housing the employees inside the Freeport. Kahit mura lang, actually napakamura lang binibigay na nga ng mga hotel kesa naman po bakante sila. Kung yung sustainability po nung housing at saka ang naging problema po is yun pong mga empleyado nag-iisip naman po sa pamilya nila at palibasa po malapit lamang yung pamilya nila, ilang kanto lang, gustong-gustong umuwi at nakakalimutan na merong threat ng virus kung gagalaw sila. So, pero tama po kayo dyan. If a company is only willing to support that on a long-term basis, pwede po talaga. Ngayon po, Sir Chito, just to let you know, even if, assuming for the sake of argument that I am on general community quarantine, the gates will still be closed. I will only allow passage of those employees that are with companies that are qualified to open. And they will all have to have SPMA issued IDs. Bawal po munang pumasok dito ang mga taong wala namang po gagawin sa loob. Walang trabaho sa loob at hindi naman po pwedeng mamasyal. So we are going to be very strict in that implementation.
What is the current policy of SBMA now for locators na shut down, yung walang business talaga? Are you following the IATF or the national guidelines na freeze muna lahat ng mga rental, etc.?
Actually, sir, bago pa po nag-issue ang DTI, nagpa-suspend na po ako ng interest on penalties kung hindi sila, or penalties kung hindi sila makakabayad. Not only will I follow DTI on back-end rentals, masakabaan ko pa po yung period for the back-end. Ang provision po ng IATF is actually 6 months lang. I'm already looking at longer than that. Kasi po hindi po talaga kakayanin kung hindi sila tutulungan.
Okay. So, bali, suspended muna ang mga rental ng mga non-operational or zero sale locators.
Actually, I'm looking at even if you're operational, I will still back-end it. Kasi even if they're back operational, yung pong productivity is also very low dahil nga po hindi naman full capacity because of social distancing.
Correct. Sabi nga ni George Barcelon, down by 30 to 40%. Wala pa yung issues of mobility. Now, paano naman po yung organization ninyo?
Sir?
Paano yung organization naman ninyo? Kasi syempre kailangan nyo rin kumita para bayaran yung mga empleyado ng SBMA and the operations of the facility. If your locators are suffering and you will have to support them, where will you get the operating capital?
Sir, aminin ko sa inyo mahirap, especially since wala naman po tayong national subsidy. Po tayo kaparehas ng local government unit na may natatanggap na IRA or allotment. Sa ngayon po, I will have no choice but to tap on the savings of the agency. At kailangan po kaming humanap ng bagsak din po ako ang kita ko in so many in many aspects. Pero meron naman po tayong counting savings para makatulong at kailangan po magigit ng sinturon. I've canceled all other unnecessary expenses para po makatulong. Nagtitingin din po ako ng mga iba't ibang kakaibang kita. Ngayon po sumulat ako sa IATF at naghihingi po ako ng permisong payagan nila ang tawag po anchorage ng mga barko sa dagat para parking lot yung dagat. Hindi po kasi pwede yan under the IATF rules at nanghihingi po ako ng permiso na payagan nila kami sapagkat may income po dyan at napakarami pong kliyente sapagkat patay po ang I guess pangangalakal sa dagat, wala pong mapuntahan yung mga barko, kailangan nilang mag-park. Kesa umuwi sila sa home port nila, dito na lang, anyway, wala naman din pong business activity sa home port. Isa po yan sa hinihintay kong sagot at pinapalo up ko sa IATF because there is untapped resources there, including providing SPIA airport as possible parking for various airplanes. While the industry is down, the aviation industry is down.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chairman EISMA. And sana po ay makakuha kayo ng kasagutan. I really hope you get subsidy. Maybe it's about time we have SBMA designated as a barangay or as an LGU in itself. In any case, thank you very much for your valuable information, and we hope and wish you all the best. Please stay safe, stay strong, and stay healthy. And God bless you, Ami.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Kayo rin po mag-ingat, Sir Sito, and I hope we'll see each other after all this. Maraming pong salamat. Mabuhay po kayo.
Okay, that's chairperson and administrator Ami EISMA of the SBMA. And we'll go for a quick break. And after the break, we will talk to a group that is one of several groups promoting the bicycle culture, particularly in Metro Manila, because from the looks of it, ang bisikleta ang kailangan, sabi nga ni Ariel Oreta, here on Agenda. You're back here on Agenda, and you continue to watch us on Signal TV, channels 8 and 250, and the Facebook platform of One News PH, plus YouTube. Now, let's go to our next interview. We have on the line ALDRIN Pelicano of Manila Moves, a community of transport cyclists where he shares his advocacies on urban planning and active transportation, such as the use of bikes and urban roads. Aldrin, good morning to you.
Good morning, Sir Beltran.
Okay, Kuya Sito na lang. I am a frustrated cyclist. I used to bike I used to bike a lot in my younger days. Ngayon hindi na kaya ng katawan natin at medyo may edad na tayo at masyadong mainit. But cycling, you are promoting cycling in the Philippines. Can you please tell us more about it? Kasi even Senator Pia Cayetano is now pushing for a bill called the Safe Pathways Act. Ano ba ang realidad, or what is the reality for cyclists like yourself and Manila Moves?
Maraming salamat po, Sir, sa pagkakataong ito para makapagsalita. Personally po, I could share that, it's really difficult, napakahirap po, at ang pagbibisikleta as a choice of transportation, particularly in Metro Manila. I started riding my bike in 2015 when my commute of 4 kilometers from where I live in Pasig to Ortigas Center would take me an hour. Lagi po akong nakasabit pa nga sa jeep niyan or nakasiksik sa bus. Kaya po, my tipping point was when I had to walk that 4 kilometers dahil lagi ako na-late sa opisina. Kaya doon po nagsimula, and then I got a job in 2016 sa Makati, and by that time I had enough confidence sa pagbibisikleta sa kalsada that every day po yun na po yung aking primary choice of commuting.
Mm-hmm. Now, Aldrin, I was just trying to figure out yung buhay mo or buhay ng mga cyclists, because the last time I tried to ride the bike was about 2 years ago. And I cycled from Barrio Capitolio to San Juan.
Yes.
And it was an enjoyable ride for me kasi sanay naman tayo. But I realized that the Philippines, particularly Metro Manila, is not designed for biking. How do you adjust to the topographical and I don't know, crazy engineering of roads in Metro Manila?
Alam niyo po, first and foremost, topography is never an issue for Metro Manila. Yun din po yung na-realize ko. Very bikeable ang Metro Manila. In fact, maliit nga lang pong Metro Manila eh. When I discovered it myself, yung nung una akala ko from coming from Pasig to Ayala where I work right now, parang ang layo dahil syempre ang ating reference visual is yung ating experience of commuting by public transport or pagsakay ng sasakyan. When we drive, it will take us like more than an hour just to get to Makati from Pasig, which is roughly 13 kilometers. Pero sa bisikleta po, mas maiksi yan. Pero syempre, kaakibat nun is yung talagang kailangan mong pagplanuhan, kailangan mong pag-isipan paano mo gagawin iyon. It's not really tama po kayo, ang Metro Manila in terms of our road network is not really designed to include cyclists or people in fact on foot, pedestrians. Kulang tayo sa maayos at functional at safe na infrastructures for walking and cycling. Kaya yun po talaga yung mensahe namin sa grupo. Through our social media accounts and through our activities, we tell people, we remind everyone, including government po, kasi in the past, we were able to engage with local government, particularly where we live in Pasig. At napaalala namin sa kanila na they have to rethink their performance measurement. I think primary reason po talaga is gaya na nabanggit ninyo, hindi nila kasi inisip ang mga taong nasa labas ng sasakyan, ng demotor ng sasakyan. So, for example, like MDA, when you go to their website, when you research their performance measurement as an agency, their major final outputs in terms of traffic management doesn't count people on foot and cycling. Binibilang nila kung gaano kabilis at gaano karami ang bumabiyahing sasakyan. Of course, regular people on the road would argue na may tao naman sa sasakyan eh. Pero yun po yung root problem. When we count only the motor vehicles, syempre naman, I mean, most of the time, these are really like single person using motor vehicles. And in fact, like for example, I think the irony in itself is, back in 2015, a JICA commission study found out that only 11%, roughly below 20% of households that was covered by the survey actually own a car. So yung nakikita natin puno palagi ang EDSA, ang C5, that's roughly 20% lang ng household sa buong Metro Manila, for example. So anong nangyari sa 80%? These are the commuters like you and myself, yung mga nakikipagsiksikan sa MRT, sa UV Express, sa jeepney, sa bus. And kami na pinili na naming magbisikleta. So tayo yung mas maraming porsyento ng commuters.
Okay, let's go to Manila Moves kasi alam mo we can talk about all the problems of biking in the Philippines. Yes. Pero what solutions are you doing? Kasi hindi pa ako nakadinig ng grupo. I have not heard of a group of a biking community that has made a map for bikers or cyclists in Metro Manila that they can use if they need to go from point A to point B.
As a group of as a growing community of transport cyclists and pedestrians po, actually we're not reinventing the wheel anymore. Maraming nauna sa amin na kapwa advocates, mga kaibigan na rin namin at mga nakilala, and even abroad, maraming resources, references on how to build a cycling Metro Manila. So number one, we are really pushing for a master bike plan for Metro Manila, the whole of Metro Manila, and we think I think we can do that exactly by what we're trying to do right now is to engage our local government units. There are 17 of them, obviously. So kami naman, like in my case, ako yung I'm leading the effort to engage Pasig in particular, and then MMDA recently. We want to influence them in terms of policy and infrastructure planning. So to be specific po, for example, during this ECQ period natin, because of our line of communication with Pasig LGU, Pasig Transport, we were able to help them come up with this executive order issued by Mayor Vico Soto, and which was later backed up by a city resolution declaring cycling as transport during this particular period and allowing bike shops to open sa Pasig. And as a counter effort nung action na yun ng government, as a group we came up, we produced a map showing local bike shops in Pasig. And we actually, in fact, we called one by one all the 29 bike shops in Pasig, encouraged them to open the shops during the ECQ, and some of them did. And right now, malaki silang tulong sa mga frontliners na dahil sila yung naiwan namang walang choice kundi magbisikleta as transport.
Okay, now, what about yung mapa? Kasi marami sa atin may bisikleta. Many of us have bicycles, but we're clueless. Sabi mo nga, everyone, if you put me on a bike, I will go on EDSA also. Everybody goes on EDSA. Now, you are saying there are shorter routes, there are safer routes. Is that on the Manila Moves platform or Facebook page or whatever?
Hindi pa po. But we are working on it. In fact, kasalukuyan po namin ginagawa yung mapang iyan. And wala pa yung physical na output namin. Pero what we're saying to MMDA and to our local government is that it's time for them to put protected bike lanes along our circumferential and radial roads, protected bike lanes. And there are other forms of bike lanes as well. Meron mga conventional bike lanes na hindi siya separated, but there are clear markings on a particular space para sabihin na para yan sa siklista. And the reason behind that is, our circumferential roads and radial roads are really the most direct and the most convenient routes that we can provide for our cyclists and future riders. Dahil sila yung derecho, north to south, from Quezon City, Valenzuela, Camanaba, down to Pasay. And then cross-sectional from east to west. Shaw Boulevard, Ortigas Avenue, Aurora Boulevard. And these roads, for many years po, I'm sure nakikita nyo rin, marami nang gumagamit niyan. Mga Shimano, kung tawagin po ng local community, mga breadwinners, mga tatay, tito na nakabisikleta. For many years, nakakausap po namin sila on intersections. 20 years, 30 years na silang nagbisikleta. Walang policy, walang infrastructure. So I think yung proposed bill ni Senator Cayetano comes really in a good time. Although we would say na it's 8 weeks late. Sana nung inimpost ng gobyerno yung ECQ, we should have come up with this measure para na mandato yung mga local government to put up temporary bike lanes from day one of the ECQ.
Okay, now here's the problem. Just to give you an idea, no, ako nag-umpisa ako sa Patria, yung tatak na bike, no, and then after nung nawala yon, ninakaw yon, bumili na lang kami ng surplus galing dun sa Dao, sa yung mga binebenta ng mga tiga Clark. Pagkatapos then I shifted as I was now a professional. I bought those Japanese bikes. But ito yung naging experience ng marami. Sobrang mahal ng bisikleta sa Metro Manila because you mentioned that you had top 26 bike shops and it's become parang hindi kabuhayan but kung hindi parang hobby ng may pera. Yung bang mga 26 bike shops that you've included in your list of suppliers in Pasig, is there a common understanding na teka, let's try to make the pricing for parts and charge because most of it is from China or yung mahal-mahal Japan or Taiwan. But yung pricing pa rin ang issue for the common tao, for the worker, the houseboy, the laborer. Mahal ang bisikleta sa Metro Manila.
Well, may punto naman po kayo doon. Subalit, more recently po, if I may share with you, mas bumaba naman po yung presyo ng mga bisikleta ngayon. Particularly sa mga community, mga neighborhood bike shops natin. These are actually, but these are really imports mainly from China, below 10,000. Although still malaking halaga 'yon, but mas bumaba na iyan. Ang mas mahalagang punto po actually na kailangang i-raise natin is that many of these bikes that are imported, available locally to many people, aren't really suited for daily commuting. Kulang po ang mga bisikleta iyan. Dahil primarily these are like mountain bikes or road bikes. And wala siyang racks, walang fenders. Pag umuulan, hindi ka mapoprotect sa basa, sa tubig, sa baha. This don't come with bells for you to be able to signal.
Siguro, the best thing to do is I will re-invite you to the program, ALDRIN, and when you do, let's talk about other programs kasi katulad ko hindi na ako marunong mag-shift sa tagal na hindi ako nagbibisikleta, hindi na ako marunong mag-cambio, etc. and the proper kind of bikes. And before we end this segment, I just want to add to your followers also and to the viewers, karamihan binibili natin bago pero marami pa ring mga surplus Japan na 3,000 lang makakatulong o 2,500 katulong. Spray paint lang bago na yan. So anyway, Aldrin, thank you for at least may mga katulad mo who are promoting biking in the Philippines, and we will support Manila Moves and all your associates who want to promote biking in Metro Manila because marami tayong kababayan, diyan na lang ang pag-asa para makapunta sa opisina. Thank you very much, Aldrin.
Salamat po, Sir Sito.
Okay, that's ALDRIN PELICANO of Manila Moves. We hope that they continue to, and I continue to promote that, and we will definitely support them. Now, for the last interview, let's go to Pangasinan. The Governor of Pangasinan, AMADO ESPINO, is on the line. Governor, good morning to you, sir.
Magandang umaga po, sir. Good morning, sir.
Okay, Gov, how is the situation in Pangasinan? Kasi parang minamalas talaga tayo dyan. Nag-umpisa ASF, ngayon naman COVID-19. Kamusta na po ba ang situation? Nag-improve na ba dyan sa Pangasinan?
Sa ngayon po, sir, meron po tayong 40 confirmed cases. Medyo So, na-control na po namin, sir, dahil nung I'm not mistaken, mga 3 weeks before na 3 weeks for na-maintain po namin yung 39 na confirmed. Kahapon po, meron pong isa na matagdag, confirmed case. 40 po kami ngayon. Ang confirmed cases na po namin. So, ngayon naman po, medyo okay naman po management namin dito. In-announce naman po sa ng National IATF na yung nga po low risk kami. Pero nag-appeal po kami, sir, na gusto namin na under pa rin po kami kaya na-revise modified GCQ. Kaya ayaw po namin kasi nakalagay po dun sa recommendation po nila na no GCQ. Kaya ano po kami, nag-appeal po kami na sana modified GCQ po pa po kami kasi yung pag-maintain po namin ng mababang infection po dito sa probinsya dahil din po dun sa management saka yung pagtutulungan po namin na other agencies, national, sa local, LGUs, and of course the barangay. So for now, sir, okay pa naman po kami pero at sa totoo lang po, siyempre nararamdaman po namin na ang mga kababayan po namin medyo restless na, medyo matagal na rin po silang quarantine. So hopefully, at siguro sir, sa pagtutulungan din po, maintindihan ng ang aming mga kababayan na kailangan po namin gawin to.
Okay, kamusta naman po yung inyong medical facilities, frontliners, and your testing kits? Do you have enough supplies? Kakayanin ba? Or talagang hihingi na kayo ng saklolo sa IATF?
As of now, sir, maganda pa po ang management namin sa mga hospitals namin. Yung pagpapalitan o yung relief po ng ating mga nurses, mga doctors, mga frontliners, okay pa po. Hindi pa po, wala naman pong ganun na significant na infection po doon sa mga frontliners dahil sa aming provincial hospital, sir, doon po dinadala yung mga confirmed cases natin. Naka-apat na po napalit ang ating mga nurses and doctors and yung mga nag-aasikaso po sa kanila, wala pa naman pong doon po sa provincial hospital, wala pa pong reported na nag-positive. So, okay pa naman po. At papasalamat nga po kami sa national government, sa ating presidente, sir, dahil yung ayuda po na naibigay nila na financial assistance, na kalahati po ng aming hira, malaki pong tulong sa amin yun. We are preparing already na darating po ngayong linggo yung machine po namin na makakapag-testing na po kami. Kasi po, nag-test na po kami ngayon. Inuna po namin, sir, yung mga frontliners, yung mga sa police po natin, sa mga boundaries, yung mga nag-a-handle ng checkpoints, sa mga hospitals. Pinapadala pa po kasi namin, sir, sa PGH, Baguio City. Nagkaroon po kami ng sir, katong po yata ng bag. So 2 weeks na po kami naghihintay at meron po kaming PUIs na sinubmit doon na 700. Hindi pa po dumarating yung resulta. Kaya nga po yung medyo nadalala po kami doon yung banggit po yung no ECQ, no GCQ po sa amin, low risk. Kaya po nag-apila po kami dahil hindi po namin alam pa kung ano po yung resulta ng 700 na naka-quarantine na PUIs.
Okay, Governor.
Okay pa naman po kami dito. Sana po masolusyonan kaagad ito, magkaroon po ng vaccine. Pero ito po sa probinsya, considering na medyo top 5 po kami sa pinakamalaki sa buong Pilipinas na probinsya, outside Metro Manila, yung po talaga, medyo very challenging. Pagtutulungan po namin, maganda naman po ang management at isa rin po yung mga kababayan po namin dito sa buong probinsya.
Okay, I'll have to end it there, Governor, na naubusan tayo ng oras, pero please stay in touch. We will monitor you and we hope things will improve at sana naman yung 700 na mga pinapatest nyo sa Baguio General Hospital ay magiging negative. Please stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy. Thank you very much, Governor AMADO ESPINO ng Pangasinan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you po. Maraming salamat.
Okay, yan po si Governor Amado ESPINO of Pangasinan. And with that, we bring to a close today's agenda. We hope that you will all stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy, and keep praying. And may God bless you. I'm Sito Beltran. Have a nice day.